Hello, welcome back to Whisky Wednesday. I'm Joe, and every Wednesday I do whisky video reviews. So, another Glencadam review. This is the Glencadam 14-year-old. Again, like all the Glencadams, it's at 46%. I believe all the Glencadams are at 46%. It's natural colouring and it's non-chill filtered. And if you've ever seen non-chill filtered on a bottle, it basically means they've kept all the fats and the oils in the whisky. They can do this thing called chill filtering, which is basically where they chill down the whisky and kind of pass it through an almost kind of like a filter almost, and basically it filters out all the fats and oils. And the reason they do that is because for the look, and when a whisky has all the fats and oils in it and it gets cold, it starts to go cloudy. And if you add water to it or ice, it'll go cloudy. So, ages ago, people didn't want their whisky looking cloudy on the shelf, and when they add ice to it, they didn't want it looking cloudy, so they adopted chill filtration. But if you don't chill filter a whisky and you leave all the fats and oils in, it can often give it a much bigger flavour, much bolder notes come through. So a lot of distillers now, Glencadam included, they don't chill filter their whisky, so they leave it full-bodied. So, with all this in mind, this is the 14-year-old Oloroso sherry finish. It's a Highland malt. Colour-wise, it's just that kind of mid to kind of amber gold, I'd say. I can actually say I've got a little bit of water in the glass, and it has gone. There is just a slight haze to it. You should try it. You should buy an not chill filtered whisky and add a drop of water to it, and it'll go cloudy. Okay, now on the nose, the first thing that comes through is a slight chocolatey hint. And often with sherry, you do get a kind of chocolatiness. Kind of nutty. And it's only a finish in Oloroso, so it's not a full maturation. It's slightly nutty. But get a bit of kind of a sweet mocha note. Which again, you can get that on some sherry cask whiskies, that kind of coffee. But I'd say this is mocha, so it's not quite as strong, so it's a kind of a mix of the kind of chocolate and coffee. Kind of mocha. Getting a bit of black fruit influence. So kind of, black currants, ripe blackberries. Getting a lot of the bourbon cask influence as well, which really helps. Gives it a kind of a creaminess. So, with that in mind, I'm getting kind of a blueberry muffins. So there's that fruitiness there from the sherry cask. Kind of the black fruits, blueberries. But that kind of butteriness, that kind of cookie dough style blueberry muffins. It's definitely what I'm going for on this one. Just lots of fruitiness. It's kind of hard to pin down more than kind of maybe blueberries and blackcurrants, but yeah, I'm going with that. So I've got mocha, kind of slight chocolatiness, slight nuttiness, blackberries, blackcurrants, blueberries, and blueberry muffins. That's what I'm going for. And I get asked by some people, all these kind of crazy tasting notes, but I always think, well, it makes it a lot more fun to, pick out lots of different flavours from your whisky. And, it's half the thing with whisky, it's all about fun and enjoying the product. And I often find the more you can pick out, you know, the more interesting it's going to be drinking your whiskey. So that's why I do my videos. So let's give it a taste. It's almost the perfect use of a sherry cask. It's not full maturation, as I said before, it's only a finish, but it works really well. There's a really lovely fruitiness to it, but it doesn't overpower the whole whiskey. So you still get that kind of creaminess and that vanilla note come through from the bourbon cask. But the Oloroso sherry finish is definitely apparent. It really is. And the extra age as well, the 14 years, gives it a bit more body, a bit more depth. Right, let's try again. Having said that, it's still, there's depth there, but it's still fairly light bodied. It's not a heavy going whiskey. Kind of slight malt loaf note to it. You know, with some big sherry cask whiskies you get kind of a heavy malt loaf. This is just a light malt loaf, but smothered in butter because of the predominantly bourbon cask maturation. So light malt loaf, smothered in butter. Again, that creaminess comes through. Let's give it another taste to get some more notes. There's cocoa, chocolate, there's cinnamon. Just a lovely mix between the bourbon cask flavours that you'll get and the sherry cask. It's really good. The finish on it, let's get a finish. A finish on it, that coffee and mocha note comes back in, and the finish is kind of short to medium in the finish. Very pleasant, very, very pleasant whiskey. It's not overly complex. However, the flavours that are there are superb. It's one of those very, very approachable whiskies. You get a bit of everything in it. And with that in mind, it's another solid 8 out of 10. Glencadam, 14-year-old, Oloroso sherry finish. Highly recommend checking out the Glencadam range. I will have almost reviewed all of them in their kind of core range by the end of these videos. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I'm going to go and enjoy the last little bit of that. Please share the video. I know Glencadam will appreciate it. If you've tried this particular whiskey, leave me a comment in the box below. And I look forward to hearing from you. And I will see you next week, guys. Cheers.